On today's show, we get a short, just the facts update on Plymouth town government.
We'll also highlight upcoming things to do on the South Shore, including events, shows, classes, and programs in Plymouth, Pembroke, Kingston, and Duxbury.
We're glad you're here. Let's get started. A world-class tribute to the legends of Europop is headed right here to the South Shore. Mamma Mania is bringing the iconic sounds of ABBA to Soundcheck Studios in Pembroke on Saturday, April 11th. Channel your inner dancing queen for the full 1970s experience, complete with flawless harmonies, iconic costumes, and high-energy hits. This powerhouse cast of musicians have toured with major acts like Britney Spears and The Weeknd, and will be bringing the vast catalog of hits and joyful essence of ABBA to this 21-plus event that starts at 8 p.m. Get your tickets at soundcheckstudios.com.
Even if you are not a healthcare professional or first responder, knowing basic first aid and CPR is a great skill to have, whether you just want to be prepared should a situation arise, or if your job requires the training. Wildlands Trust is offering a first aid and CPR training on Saturday, April 4th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Stewardship Training Center. Taught by certified rescue courses, the class will prepare you in the knowledge and skills you need to be proficient in adult first aid, CPR, and AED skills. A few of the topics covered are CPR and defibrillation, relief of choking, using an AED, how to apply a tourniquet, and more. All participants will receive a laminated certification card that is valid for 2 years. This program conforms to the 2020 American Heart Association Guidelines Update for CPR and EEC, and all you need to do to register is head to the Wildlands Trust website. The cost is just $75.
An evening of comedic basketball that will light up the court with tricks, hoops, and alley-oops. That is a slam dunk. The Harlem Wizards will be at Silver Lake Regional High School on Tuesday, March 31st. This traveling show basketball team has been balling since 1962, so your whole family will know to expect dazzling trick shots, lots of laughs, audience participation, and all kinds of fun. The game will run from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Visit the Facebook event page to get your tickets.
A reader from the Magical Years Early Learning Center will be the featured guest at the Pembroke Public Library Storytime on Tuesday, April 14th from 10:30 to 11:15 a.m. Children ages 2 to 5 and their caretakers will enjoy a fun, interactive storytime experience, punctuated with opportunities for song and dance that inspire language development and social skills. No registration is required.
On Wednesday, April 8th, the Center Duxbury is hosting a special Passover Seder to commemorate the ancient exodus of the Israelites from Egypt. If you've never attended one, a Seder is more than just a meal. It's a carefully choreographed ritual following the steps of the Haggadah, using symbolic foods and storytelling to bring history to life. Hosts Ronnie Hirschhorn and Franny Shelley will lead the gathering, when you'll be able to sample traditional Seder dishes and learn more about the deep significance behind this sacred festival of freedom. The meal begins at 2 p.m. and the cost per person is just $5. Please register ahead of time via the sign-up link on the Center's website. Whether you have celebrated for years or are just curious about the tradition, all are welcome to pull up a chair.
If you're planning a wedding, here is an event that has a nice ring to it. Visit the Sip and Stroll Nuptial Wedding Showcase at the Kingston Collection on April 4th from 1 to 5 p.m. Walk through over 170 booths of wedding professionals representing everything from venues to consultants to churches, media production, floral design, hair and makeup artists, travel agents, and more will be there to help you nail down all aspects of your important day. Admission is free, and there will also be food trucks and the Bartending Service of New England serving up delicious sustenance and the sip part of the stroll.
On Thursday, April 23rd, join the Plymouth Public Library and Mass Audubon for frozen frogs, fairy shrimp, and jellied eggs, a vernal pool exploration through the Tidmarsh Wildlife Sanctuary. This short nature walk adventure will take you through a game of search and find in search of burgeoning signs of spring, namely the tiny vocal spring peepers, elusive spotted salamanders, and mysterious fairy shrimp. You'll learn the secrets of how these creatures survive the winter season and how you can help to protect their vital vernal pool habitats. This walk starts at 1 p.m., is an hour long and wonderful for all ages. So come down and see what's springing back to life. Registration is required. Visit the Mass Audubon website to sign up.
Join Plymouth Pride for a special First Tuesday gathering on April 7th at the Plymouth Public Library, an Easter egg hunt just for grown-ups, 18 years old and up. You'll have an excellent time filling your Easter basket with goodie-filled eggs you spotted ahead of other bunny-friendly LGBTQI+ adults. The event is from 6:30 to 8 p.m. and no registration is necessary. Just show up and have some fun hunting eggs and connecting with other Pride friends. New faces are always welcome.
On Monday, April 20th, celebrate Patriots Day by taking a stroll back in time at Mayflower Cemetery in Duxbury with Duxbury Rural and Historical Society archivist and historian Carolyn Ravenscroft. On this exclusive guided tour, you will honor Duxbury's Revolutionary War heroes as you visit the graves of brave veterans who fought on the front lines and some of the resilient residents who made sure the home front was defended. The tour begins at 10:30 a.m. at the gazebo, and tickets are $25 for members and just $5 more for non-members. Mayflower Cemetery is at 774 Tremont Street, and parking is available at the Unitarian Church or Town Hall. Register via the Duxbury Rural and Historical Society's website. We've all been there. A favorite lamp stops working or a piece of jewelry breaks, and our first instinct is to head to the store for a replacement. But a group of local fixers wants to show you a better way. On Saturday, April 4th, the Plymouth Public Library is hosting a Fix-It clinic. This isn't just a pop-up repair shop. It's a community effort to build what's called a circular economy. From 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., local volunteers are donating their time and tools to teach you how to troubleshoot and repair your own goods. What can you bring? Pretty much anything you can carry. Lamps and small appliances, computers and cell phones, musical instruments and jewelry, bikes, furniture, even textiles that need a quick stitch. This event is a massive collaboration between the library, Sustainable Plymouth, the Town of Plymouth's Recycling Committee, the Plymouth Area League of Women Voters, and Climate Action Net Zero Priority Plymouth. It is completely free to attend, but those fixer slots go fast. If you want a dedicated appointment to work on your item, don't waste time heading to the Sustainable Plymouth website to sign up. This is a great way to keep debris out of the landfills, and let's be real, keep a little more of your hard-earned money in your pocket.
In today's world, finding the right tools to stay resilient isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. The Plymouth Center for Active Living is inviting you to hit the reset button on your well-being with Cal intern Ashley Gomes in the program Live Your Life Well, an event dedicated to Mental Health America's 10 essential tools for resilience. She'll be talking about everything from the power of a good night's sleep and staying active to finding joy in the small things and knowing when it's time to reach out for professional help. To help break it all down, two local experts will be on hand, mental health counselor Liana Pillay and clinical social worker Allison Muirhead. Whether you're looking for better ways to handle life's hard turns or you just want some practical tips on eating a little greener, there is something here for everyone. Happening on Friday, April 3rd from 2 to 4 p.m., this event is completely free to attend, but because space is limited, you do need to head over to the PCAL website to reserve your spot.
If you've ever wondered about the hidden stories buried in your family tree, an event on Friday, April 10th at the Village in Duxbury might offer some inspiration. Author Ron Wisk will present an author talk on his book, Sons and Daughters of the Soil, which explores the origins of a mysterious surname through the lens of genealogy, history, and sociology. Largely written from the bottom up to illustrate the struggles of ordinary men and women who immigrated from Central Europe in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Wisk looks at class relations and the way they shaped family history, both from the standpoint of peasant and master in the Old World to that of workers and owners, or capitalists, in the New. This talk will interest students of immigration, particularly those of Polish and German ethnicity. Whether you're a history buff or just starting your own ancestral search, it's a great opportunity to learn how class and migration shaped the families we know today. The talk kicks off at 2 p.m. and will last for an hour. Ron Wisk will be available after the discussion to sign copies and answer questions about his research. The village at Duxbury is located at 290 Kingstown Way.
Want to start April strengthening your core and kickstarting your fitness routine? The Pembroke Community Center is offering a 4-week mat Pilates series led by local instructor Michelle Murphy. Taking place on Tuesday nights from 6:15 to 7 o'clock, the session begins on April 7th and stretches out to April 28th. Whether you are a seasoned pro or have never stepped foot on a mat, Michelle's classes are designed to be accessible for all levels. Over the course of the 4 weeks, the program will focus on building functional strength, improving flexibility, and finding that mind-body connection. The cost is only $45 for members and $50 for non-members. Visit the Pembroke Recreation Department website to register.
The Plymouth Punk Rock Market is taking over the Kingston collection on Saturday, April 18th. From noon until 5 p.m., the mall will transform into a massive DIY hub featuring over 80 local vendors. If you're into vinyl records, handmade jewelry, comic books, vintage clothing, and oddities, or what the organizers call weird stuff for weird people, this will be the place to be. But it's not just for the collectors. There will also be food trucks on location for this family-friendly, all-ages event. Admission is free, and whether you're a lifelong punk or just looking for a unique gift, it's a great way to support the South Shore's creative scene. The Kingston Collection is at 101 Kingston Collection Way.
Next up is Dave Antoine with Plymouth Government on the local scene.
With the blizzard of 2026 having made short work of the South Shore, the Plymouth Advisory and Finance Committee saw their February meeting schedule come to an abrupt end, albeit not as a routine one. Instead, it was a budget hearing, scheduled for this night of the 18th, with the possibility of continuing into the following Thursday night if needed. With town meeting less than 2 months away, Article 2 began a long night ahead with a focus on the revolving fund spending caps. Finance Director Lynn Barrett took the stage, citing this as a standard article, which took a look at the spending thresholds for existing revolving funds. More specifically, town departments requesting a particular spending cap for the revolving account. One was proposed for closure, which is Plymouth County Outreach, while the rest were recurring annual revolving accounts. After much discussion, they moved on to Article 7, the budget approval process. Chair Joe Lally asked the FinCom budget subcommittee chairs, being members of FinCom who chaired these individual meetings, make a presentation/report on the winter meetings they held, in person and remote, with the committee voting yes on his request. First up was Subcommittee A, related to the administrative budget and presented by Subcommittee Chair Molly O'Connor. Molly noted the increases and decreases within the department budgets of these town offices. Town Manager, Human Resources, Town Clerk, Elections and Town Meeting, the 1749 Courthouse, Inspectional Services, along with employee benefits, with the impact being Personnel Services, noting a 1.8% increase driven by personnel and cost of living adjustments. Next up was Subcommittee B, looking at information technology, given a need for more staff to support public safety and increased demands on IT services. Subcommittee Chair Christine Richards identified it essentially as a public safety necessity. IT head Joe Young delved more into the topic, given the multiple public safety departments their department oversees, and the need for manpower, given a department like fire will need assistance with the database and network problems. Given their proposal for more staffing could address these issues. Gail Butler addressed public safety itself with a report on Subcommittee C regarding the proposed FY27 budgets from the Select Board. Looking at the Police Department, noting that their FY27 budget is $19.5 million, up nearly $2 million, or an 11.7% increase, much of it stemming from the hiring of 17 officers, given the department is shorthanded. The Fire Department's FY27 budget should be just over the same figure, with a $1.5 million increase, or 8.1%, stemming from personnel service accounts that cover COLA increases and contract obligations. The Emergency Management Department saw their proposed FY27 budget at about $1.5 million, or 3.3% increase. Energy and Environment had their FY27 budget at just over $800,000, or a 3.6% increase. That department is taking several initiatives to generate revenue and save money, such as reworking the beach sticker program, adjusting EV charging rates to reflect the current market, EV cars being acquired by the town in an effort to lower fuel costs at their charging stations, and new solar projects to help reduce the town's dependence on electricity. The meeting carried on through the night with these reports focusing on the Health and Human Services Department, made up of Animal Control, Public Health, Veteran Services, the Center for Active Living, Recreation, and Library, with moderate increases for all but one, being the Veteran Services due to lower projected benefit payments. The schools were also discussed, with the school budget increased to $133 million as Subcommittee F, and a discussion on enterprise funds relating to the water operating, cable, and solid waste budget, of which the last one showed a considerable increase. With a meeting that concluded just before 10 p.m. that night, FinCom ultimately wrapped up its business without a need to continue the following Thursday. This is your Plymouth Government Access on the local scene.
And that, my friends, wraps this episode of The Local Scene this week. Thank you for watching.
If you live or work in Plymouth, Pembroke, Kingston, or Duxbury and would like to have your own show or podcast, you should. Email community@thelocalscene.media to find out about our free production services and training for community members.
And if you have a story or event you'd like people to know about, email us at story@thelocalscene.media.
And as always, we thank our patron Tiny & Sons for supporting our mission of community in action through media.
The Local Scene this week will be back next week with more of what's good and good to know in our area. Until then, we'll see you on The Local Scene. Hello, friend. If you enjoyed this video, please think about scanning the QR code and making a contribution to The Local Scene. Every dollar is appreciated, and your support helps keep community media alive and our resources free to the community. We'll see you on The Local Scene.